Boy, was I some sort of annoyed this morning. I woke up excited. I had been waiting for the Galaxy Z TriFold pre-orders. I had talked myself into it. I said, you know what? We're going to do it for the channel. We're going to invest a little bit here. We're going to start making some specialized content around the TriFold and foldables and all that other stuff because I am genuinely curious about the device for some reasons we'll discuss in a few moments. But I get there 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm ready. I refresh. I hit it. I think, you know what? This is a $3,000 smartphone. The demand isn't going to be huge. I should be able to secure one without issue. No server issues. It's not like a Galaxy S25 or something like that that's going to take down the entire site or like those old iPhone launches. Nothing like that. $3,000 is going to be prohibitively expensive and rightfully so. So I should be able to score one. No issue. I go on, it's a little fumble at the start there. It's like, okay, well, it finally pops up. 10:01, I go in to click, none available. I said, well, hold on a minute. This must be a glitch. It just literally went live. There's no way that they sold out before it even would show as available on there. I could get one through a Samsung Experience store. So I started to do that. There are two in the New York City area. I looked up the closest one. I started to punch that in. And while I was doing that, it said something in my cart had already been sold. I'm thinking there's got to be some sort of error here. I must be missing something. They're going to be coming back, or they didn't load the stock in properly. But no, Samsung is just out of Galaxy Z TriFolds. They sold out in moments. Now there was a early access something yesterday I didn't have the ability to get to. I don't know if I knew that there was going to be such demand. I probably would have called in my cashed in on my industry celebrity to get in one of these things. But I didn't think it was going to be an issue at all. But here we are, not with a Galaxy Z TriFold. Going to still get one anyway. You have to imagine, I got on several lists. I got people looking all over the place. So you have to imagine in a week or two, there's going to be stock, and the initial kind of wave of people who wanted one will get their fill. And it's not going to be a mass adoption device. And that's why I didn't think it was going to be an issue to pick one up. Because Samsung, we didn't get one for Android Police. Lots of people didn't get one. Obviously, Flossy, the bigger people who are going to sell a lot of these or major influencers got one. But usually Samsung does this with these review units when it doesn't feel like it's going to be a mass market device. It's a niche product. $3,000 is not a lot of people going to buy them, so the return on investment of sending out a bunch of review units isn't there. We saw it on the Galaxy S25e. Never saw one of those. A couple other devices along the line. You really don't get review units from Samsung when it doesn't feel like it's a device that a lot of people are going to buy. But obviously there was some sort of miscommunication somewhere because either Samsung pulled an Apple, which would annoy me if they made like 20 of them, because I'm sure the stock, I spoke to two Samsung Experience Store employees today. Both said that there were lines at before 10 o'clock, and both said that there were people who were in line who wound up going home without a Z TriFold. And to me, if Samsung fumbled somewhere along the line, didn't understand the demand, thought maybe with $3,000 there wasn't going to be a lot of demand, that they didn't have to make a lot of these, that's fine. But if Samsung knew that and released it in the United States, because everyone was kind of shocked. We all heard it was like, okay, it's coming to the US, that's great, sometime in the first quarter. Nobody expected it to be January 30th. So when I got that email the other day, I'm like, wow, this is a lot sooner than I expected that we're going to be getting the Galaxy Z TriFold. But hey, cool. Okay, maybe they have enough stock. Clearly they didn't have enough time to build enough of these. So I'm hoping that it's just Samsung miscalculated the demand and that they weren't giving us the old, I do a hand motion that my fellow Italians would understand, but it probably isn't allowed on YouTube. Now, let's talk about why the demand was probably higher than even maybe Samsung or I anticipated. Here's the deal. I really think that there's several different factors. One is just the coolness, newness. It's a new form factor, at least in the United States here, that you're able to buy stateside. And there are going to be people who just want in on that. That's fine. But I do think it's a category that has a kind of higher ceiling than something like just the Galaxy Z Fold 7. It's a device that, if you allow it, actually makes more sense than you think. But it literally, and the way I'm going to test it, and the reason why I'm excited for it, is it literally has to replace everything in your EDC. It literally has to be where you replace your smartphone with a Z TriFold. where you replace your laptop or whatever you carry around, your Chromebook, with a Z TriFold, where you replace your tablet with a Z TriFold. If it becomes that device for you, then the economics, even at $2,900, start to make more sense. And I think that's possible. And then you factor in the premium that has to be there because of the portability. Just the convenience of having something that can replace a laptop, that can replace a tablet, that can replace your smartphone, that fits in your pocket. And I think if you're somebody who works remotely, if you're always on the go, if you travel a lot, if you're people who always working in coffee shops and things like that, I think you're going to benefit from something like a Z TriFold and the other foldable technologies like the laptops and the other rollables and foldables that we're going to see coming out from this. I do think there is a market for it. I do think there's the beginnings of it. And I'm curious to actually sell out on that myself. Now, obviously, I review 50 phones a year. I'm not going to sell or give up on my smartphone. But I will have it where I'm testing it, where I just use the Samsung desktop DeX experience out of the box, where I have a little portable keyboard that I bring along with me and a little portable mouse, and just use it as if it were replacing everything. Now, there's a couple questions. Number one, I don't really treat it like a first-gen device. I don't really worry about it like I did the original Galaxy Z Fold. Samsung has a lot of experience with these hinges, a lot of experience with foldables. They've gotten more durable. This is a very thin foldable that is quite durable. And I've carried it around, and I've had it without a case. I've not worried about it once. But that being said, when I unfold it, when I use it, I'm pretty secure in the hand with what I'm doing with it. It's nice and light and thin. I could use it one-handed, and thankfully my hand is big enough where I can palm it. That's fine. But the TriFold is going to be put in more precarious situations. The TriFold is something that I will leave. See, this I wouldn't leave unfolded out on a table, right? But the TriFold, I have to. If I want to get the most out of that device, I'm going to leave it fully open on a stand, on a bar top, on a stool, or not a stool, but on a table, out and about. That's how I'm going to get the most use out of this thing. So it's going to be more prone to spills and tumbles and people knocking into it and just things happening to it. I do think that the Z TriFold is going to be more susceptible to just everyday life than something like a Galaxy Z Fold 7. So that's something to think about. Samsung says 200,000 folds. That's great. We'll see how the actual durability is because it is going to be slightly more vulnerable than I usually keep the Galaxy Z Fold 7. So that is something to consider on such an expensive device. Overall, though, like I said, I don't consider it a first-gen device. I do have confidence in Samsung at this point. 6, 7 years on with the folds, they really know what they're doing there. So I don't really see any sort of issue there. But I do think it is a new area. I can't sit there and complain about Samsung. I can't eat Samsung's lunch for not innovating on the Galaxy S25 Ultra and then turn around and say, oh no, that's a silly, why are you doing something like a Galaxy Z TriFold? I like that. If anything, if I want to pick it up for any other reason, just the practical reasons of doing content for the channel and writing, it's to just support Samsung in innovating again, something different. It feels like something we used to get from the company years ago. And that's what Samsung needs to get back to. So if this is the outlet that Samsung has to innovate and push the envelope and do all these things, then I'm here for it. And I'm glad that, and look, is $2,900 a lot of money? Yeah. Is it ridiculous? Yeah. Is anyone saying you have to buy one? No. It's not like the baseline of regular smartphones, the price is increasing. It's not like all of a sudden your Galaxy S25 Ultra is now $1,600, or your iPhone 17 Pro Max is $1,500. Nobody's saying that. Devices that people are kind of drawn to and they buy a lot. This is a product that's meant for people who know exactly the value they're getting from it. And I think you're going to see definitely bleeding edge. And I think you're going to see a larger product segment come from this. And like I said, I do think it has more legs than the regular just bifold devices. Because now we could see all that mobile power that we told we have, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, Snapdragon 8, all these chipsets. They're so powerful. We can have the desktop class applications. We can have video editing and whatever, 16 by 11 aspect ratio on the display, the 10-inch display. We can have these apps and floating windows and decks and all these things that we look forward to and we're told we have the power for in these devices. Now there's going to be a legitimate use for it. Now we're hopefully the developers follow along with the desktop class applications, with using that power where we could do all these things on these devices that we were promised. So it feels like to me, the Z TriFold makes the most sense using the screen real estate that it's given between the aspect ratio and the size. It can legitimately replace your laptop in a lot of cases. I mean, think about how you use your Chromebook. Let's say somebody just uses a Chromebook. You think a Z TriFold can't surf the web? Can't type in a Google Doc? You know, things like that. Even photo editing and all these things that you could do on there. I think there's a definite segment in the marketplace for this device, even at the price it is. Do I think the prices are going to come down? I don't know. Well, these didn't come down, right? So I'm not holding my breath for that. But if you are somebody who's able to kind of work that value in the way we talked about, then it might make sense for you. Hopefully we just get one soon. If you know somebody, send me a message. Comment, something like that. Yes, the tree is still up. I had a bad day. I didn't get a Z TriFold. You got to live with it. My parents will tell you a story about how I had a little tree in my room as a kid, and they had to wait until basically Easter to get rid of it. I was tricked one day. I went to school one day. I went to grammar school one day. I was kindergarten, whatever it was. I came home. My tree wasn't there anymore. 40 years later, they're still not forgiven. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.